Hey, and welcome to Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode. Hey, and welcome to Turo Fitness Podcast. Today's episode, I'm talking about 10 habits, how to start improving your health. And these are all kind of 10 habits what you could be doing. But it's not that it's the last thing I want you to do is to start doing these 10 habits. And I'm talking a little bit about the science of habit building and how to actually make it possible. As so many people I have recently talked have been struggling with their consistency and building those habits, how to make healthier. And it was when I'm recording this, I was just with my free time team in a weekend off, and we're talking a lot about health and fitness, also obviously having some fun and enjoyed time taking off, not thinking about work, but as these are always for me great opportunities to talk with the people who are just the normal people, kind of doing some kind of sports, but also having other demands like a work, family, and it's a great opportunity for me to talk someone who is not a fitness professional and just a normal busy people. So it gives a kind of perspective for me. And we were talking about like simple habits, what everybody is doing. And one of the first things I recognized what was the difference, or what so many people were struggling was going to sleep at the same time. So that is number one habit, and I have changed it. I was earlier someone who went to bed always very late. And I like to watch TV, hang out in a couch, and not basically prioritizing my sleep. And obviously, when I was younger, I got rid of it. I just slept longer, felt okay. But now, especially when getting a bit older, that importance of sleep, it's just crucial. And that's the thing, is that what changed basically everything for me is that I try to go to bed at the same time. It's 10 p.m. for me. Maybe sometimes it's going to be 10:30, but sometimes even before 10. But going to bed at the same time, obviously, if there is something like parties or it's not possible every time, but in a normal situation, if I have just possibility to go to bed at the 10, I'm going to bed. And that is I wake up naturally around 6 o'clock, maybe a little bit even earlier. But going to bed at the same time, that has been a big game changer for me. And I feel like so many people, they still underestimate the importance of sleep and going to bed at the same time, as there is several studies even showing it, how important the circadian rhythm is, so that you are going to bed at the same time, and that throughout the week. So not even weekend. So because that is something what your body is naturally doing. And that is what is kind of simple habit, but how I try to do it like that, I still, like somebody, you probably have heard like some Bluetooth and devices what you should be not watching, and how I do it, I still watch TV. But I try to limit my every kind of device where I need to touch. So touch screen, like writing something or watching. So it's totally different for your brain if you don't watch your phone, for example, and swipe all the time, but you're just watching some movie or series from Netflix. And when you are not touching something, it's totally different. And what I learned so much from Dr. Shelby Harris from my podcast, which we recorded already, I think it's 2022. It's one of earlier podcasts, and that was a kind of eye opener for me that it's not like obviously in ideal world you disconnect with all kind of Bluetooth devices, but even if you don't have if you don't disconnect with everything, like I still like to read. I like to read maybe 10 minutes per day. That's the kind of bare minimum. So when I go to bed, I try to read like it's not maybe it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's 30, but going to read a little bit in a bed. And for my bed, one of the things that I never have my phone in a bedroom. So this was something like was if you have earlier when I had a phone, it was kind of tempting to watch your phone and swipe up or watch some social media or read emails or something. And when you do it in a bed, your brain is getting that kind of information or something that it's not bedroom should be made for sleeping. So it's not made for watching phone, not for watching TV. Even it might be tempting, or some people who are telling me that they are using their cell phone as an alarm. But trust me, get an alarm clock. What is like that you don't need to have. They are not very expensive. So when you have alarm clock and you don't need to have that phone in your bedroom, it makes your sleep quality so much better. So there is less temptation, everything. So get an alarm clock, because there was recently talked with one of my clients who struggled to fell asleep or sleep or couldn't get herself up from the bed early in the morning, and has to put your phone so far away or even several alarms that you have to get up when that alarm is ringing. So there is no that snooze button or something that you gotta kind of get up and put it off. So that is kind of those two habits. They are, I would say, that my number one, my number two habits. So going to bed at the same time and then kind of trying to close all phones or something like 30 minutes before going to bed, and trying to read 10 minutes. So those, I would say that they are kind of my daily routines, what have been probably the biggest game changer. So then habit number three, what I have been really trying to implement is that strength training. And strength training is something like that you don't need to, like, I'm a person who don't enjoy doing strength training. I barely never enjoy doing it. So if I would think that if I trust my motivation, maybe 1-2 workouts out of 10, I'm motivated to do my strength training. The rest, like 6 workouts, I'm okay, and four workouts, I'm like, I need to really talk myself that I'm going to get started. And I kind of never promise myself that I will finish my workout. And I really try to just get started and doing one exercise. And then when I talk with the people, many people are like that, when I have a 30-minute workout or 1 hour for workout, if I don't have time, I'm tired. I feel like that I'm skipping it. I'm not doing it. Just that you are doing it wrong. If you are trying to promise yourself to make a 30-minute workout, like, I know that we are so good at talking ourselves out of it, but it's really just about getting started and keeping that habit up, because we have those kind of habits, like what we do kind of without thinking, which don't need kind of require a lot of willpower that, you do it. They have become already kind of automatic. Like if you think habits like brushing your teeth before going to bed, or after you wake up, or when you come home, you put your keys in some locket, or you go to couch, or whatever you are doing, you do those basically. You don't need a willpower or anything. You do them already automatically. And easiest thing is to kind of, if you think like that, what kind of that kind of habits you already have. If you have them, like you have them thousands, and what you do every single day, and they don't require a lot of willpower or thinking process that should I do it like a workout. It's often for many people, it's kind of a habit what really needs a kind of willpower that I need to get it done. But if you are someone who is struggling, for example, with the workout consistency, trying to getting it started as little as possible, because that is the biggest thing what you can do if you are struggling, or biggest mistake what you can do is to get started with too much. And too much, it should be what I have seen from people who have been years consistent, is that it's almost kind of too easy, or it's always amount what you can find, so that there is no excuses. Like I like for myself, because my schedule is not every single week the same. And I like to decide it already before, like it's usually on Sunday, latest on Monday, I'm looking my week schedule, and I'm going to decide when is the time, when I'm going to work out, when I'm going to do my strengthening. I don't need to plan something like something else, what I naturally enjoy, like walking or playing tennis or ice hockey. Those are things like that somebody is asking, I'm going, I don't need motivation. I love it. I really enjoy it. But then like things that I know that I need to do, like strength training, those I have to put to my calendar. I have to make an appointment with myself. And I found I'm the person who need to do my workout earlier in the day. If I make appointment with myself later at night, especially things that I don't naturally enjoy doing, like a strength training, there is a very big chance that something happens, or I don't feel like doing it, and that I'm not getting started. So I have to do it early in the morning, like not necessarily like when I get up, but especially if I have possibility around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, that's my time when I feel that it's when I can do it, I get it done. And then it's like that after you finish that workout, you are done. And that is the best thing, is that now, for example, in summer, I do with my group, we have a early morning practice. It's once in a week, every Wednesday, 6 a.m. And people who have been there, like obviously it's not for everyone, but those that I just talked with one of the persons who worked there. They said that they came first time, they never tried it, they hated that when that alarm was ringing like 5 o'clock or 5:30. And then when you started like kind of light warm up, little jog for our workout, like 5 minute room, they were like that, no way, that this is, I hate it. And then when we did the workout, then it was okay. And then we did some like finisher, some cardio sessions there, and they were like, no way, this sucks. But then they said that that was the best feeling ever after, when you are done with your workout, like 6:50 a.m. and you have took shower, you have had breakfast, and it's like a 7:30. You have done everything already, and your day is totally different. So this is something what I personally, what I love. I know that always that waking up, it's not the best possible experience, but it's so, your day is so much different. So you feel already that you have accomplished something. And especially for me, I feel so much more productive on the days when I have done already workout. Because if I haven't worked out, it doesn't need to be like that workout doesn't need to be hour long. It's even 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Your day is totally different, at least for me. I'm so much more productive on that day when I have done something, and especially some kind of strength training, which I feel that I'm strong, because that feeling, it's just incredible. Even I don't enjoy doing that strength training, that feeling what you get from doing it in a short term, but also in a long term, because I know that that is something what is basically what has been the game changer for me, for my mental health and uh, confidence, is that strength training. So strength training and planning that ahead, and remember that there is no perfect amount. It's not that you have to do certain amount. It's just basically getting started. If you have possibility, that's what I have done often, especially recently when life have been busy. I was a full-time teacher. I was doing full-time online coaching. I'm having some athletes, like a women's ice hockey national team, doing individual workout plans for 30 players, working with the local ski team 3 times a week. So life has been very busy, and there was no really like always time that I could do a full 1 hour workout. But then I was like, when I had for example, some breaks in between, it was 15 minutes there, 10 minutes there. And in this way, you get something in, and it's not that, but obviously it's always up to what kind of possibilities you have. But I'm always trying to ask those questions from myself, that if I say that I can't, but I'm telling that, asking myself better questions, that how could I? And this way, this is kind of the thinking process of all habits, is because we are so good to talk ourselves out of it. Me too. And but when you start to ask better questions, instead of that I can't, how could I and what could I? Because if you are, for example, you are injured, you can't do everything, but what could I do instead? And this is like kind of same example what I was thinking, that I got diagnosed. It was in COVID times, with my aorta is enlarged. I'm not allowed to do strength training actually, or I have to be really careful with my strength training. So what is not allowed, basically all exercises with where I have to hold my breath. So, for example, all heavy lifting, I'm not allowed to do it anymore. But instead of telling that I can strength train, I'm asking what could I do, and I'm doing then more repetitions, making sure that I'm breathing all the time, and using actually kind of opposite strategies. Like, for example, with the breathing, I try to go like, when you hold up, take a breath when you go, for example, on a squats, and then when you are kind of on that pushing phase, you breathe out. And I'm doing it kind of opposite. So it helps kind of, I would never recommend it to someone else who doesn't have this condition, but it just helps me to kind of think a little bit. And also it's kind of a little bit that I can't go too heavy. So it's a very kind of low intensity or moderate intensity. So I'm doing higher amount of repetitions, and making sure that I'm able to breathe. So this is just my personal example, what like kind of the thinking process, that what could you be doing if something is that you can't do. If you have a knee pain, you can do so many other things where you don't need your knee, but there's always something you could be doing. Then this was now a little bit longer kind of habit for strength training and a little bit story. So sorry for that. If you were waiting, just that give me now that list what I should be doing. But habit number 4 is drinking water. So this is something what I used to struggle. Like, I didn't really think about it, and it's many people are making it way too complicated than it is. So just I'm trying to what I always tell to my clients often. I personally don't use it that often, as I don't struggle, but it's basically just a simple tip to put 6 rubber bands. If you have a half-liter water bottle, you have 6 rubber bands if you have a bigger bottle. But I try to get that 3 liters of water per day. And if you have half-liter bottle, 6 rubber bands into your bottle. Every time your bottle is empty, remove one band. So you make sure that you keep kind of yourself accountable. It's visible. For some people, drinking water, I like to keep it. I have always, when I'm working, I have water bottle visible. So that I remember, I have a rule when I'm working, when I'm giving a lesson in person, I need to drink within, depending on workout, but from half-liter to 1 liter water during that practice. So there are kind of rules what I try to keep myself, and that, and the simplest task to know that what is then the right amount when you go to the toilet, and it's color of your urine. So for me, it's, if it's a light colored, you're doing great. If it's kind of dark colored, you gotta drink more, and if it's like a really dark, then you have a huge problem. So those are just the simple ways how to remind yourself, and thinking different kind of strategies would help for you. For me, it's like really those habits, keeping everything visible, and making sure that you have kind of rules when you do. Like, I start my day, it's a one big glass of water before I eat or do anything else. So all that kind of things, they are so helpful. And water, it's more than important, or it's kind of everybody knows it, but still so many people are struggling. It's simple habit, but still so many people are struggling with that. Then habit number 4, or now we are, sorry, habit number 5. It's protein intake. And this is, for me, is something what I don't, at the moment, I'm not tracking my food. I have just created rules for myself, because I'm full in control what I eat earlier in the day, like breakfast and before lunch. But then I don't have always control what I will eat on lunch, how much, if I have some protein, or how much protein I have. I don't have full control always on my dinner. I don't know how much protein I will be getting. But for me, where I have full control, so I weigh around 90 kilos. So my bare minimum, like what research says, that 1.5 to 2.2 grams per kilo body weight. So for me, it would be somewhere like 135 to 200 grams protein per day. And I try to get kind of 150 grams per day. That is something what obviously it's not going to be every day. Some days it's a lot less, some days it's a lot more. Usually I tend to feel it. Especially if I haven't had enough, I feel hungry. I snack all the time, and it feels like that I'm not getting enough. But how I do it for myself, I really, like I said, where I have control, I focus that my breakfast, I make sure that I get around 50 grams of protein. Then I have my snack before lunch. I get another 25 grams of protein. And those sources, I love to have, like, just my breakfast smoothie in the morning. I have 250 grams of Greek yogurt. So that's 25 grams of protein there. And then I add scoop of natural unflavored protein powder, which gives another 25 grams. And those are my main sources of protein for breakfast. I do smoothie. I make smoothie every single day. So fruits, just mixing it with the fruits, berries, seasonal stuff, sometimes even vegetables. Even that's honestly not tasting that good. I don't do it a lot, to be honest. It's more like fruits and berries. What I enjoy doing, always one banana to have a little bit taste. So this is kind of thing what I really enjoy doing. It guarantees me to give me some kind of carbohydrates with banana, other fruits, fiber. And this is kind of my habit, how I get 50 grams already before for my breakfast. And then the other 25 grams, it depends on days. Sometimes it's 200 grams of cottage cheese. Sometimes it's another protein powder. I love to have casein protein powder for my other protein. So it's a kind of it's a two different kind of protein powders what I have. It's not going to be every day. Some days I try to prefer natural sources like cottage cheese. But if I'm somewhere on a go, I don't have possibility to take some stuff with me. So this is especially on the days when I'm on a go and I don't have possibility. So I take just the protein powder with me and add water then later. So it's a simple tip how you can take some kind of healthier, better snacks with you. So protein, and this makes already, it gives 75 grams of protein before my lunch even. And then usually, and if I'm thinking that what is my lunch, what is my dinner, if I have some snacks in the afternoon. So if I'm just thinking, is there some protein? What is source of protein? So it's a lot easier to get that remaining 75 grams of protein. So during the lunch, during the dinner, when I'm already, and in the worst case, usually it's 100 grams. So it's at least something. So it's pretty okay, that protein intake, even on my worst days. So that is number 5, and kind of related with that is fiber. Habit number 6, and fiber. You should be eating around 14 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories you are consuming. So I'm eating between, depending on my activity levels, but I think my maintenance is around 2.5. Some days, if I'm really active, might be 3,000, but somewhere there is my maintenance calories. So my goal is to get that at least around like 35 grams of protein. Some days it should be more, but I try to keep that 35 grams of protein. And that is always like, or if you think like that, where to get it. Like, it's just, if you look what you are eating, like for me, mainly sources are already in my breakfast, like fruits are great sources. I love to eat a lot of, I put always some kind of seeds, like sometimes it's chia seeds, sometimes it's pumpkin seeds, some kind of seeds on top of my smoothie. And then trying to prioritize, like I enjoy eating like whole grain products. So fruits, vegetables, and whole grain products, those are kind of my fiber sources. I'm not counting it every single day. I'm not looking that if I'm getting it on a gram, I'm not stressing about it. But sometimes when I look those my habits, what I have, it's pretty close, and it's pretty much every single day the same stuff or similar kind of sources what I get. So it's even in the worst days, I get decent amount of fiber. So that is kind of habit number 6. Habit number 7, I would say, that is daily walk. So kind of trying to think that where you have possibility to walk. And it's something for me, my favorite hobby is to go to walk with my wife. And this is just, it's not, it's kind of exercise, but for me, it's more kind of for my mental health. I need that break. It's for our relationship. It's the game changer, because then that's the time when we don't have phones, we don't watch social media. You are really present. If it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's 30, sometimes 45, sometimes a full hour, sometimes weekends maybe even longer. But that is kind of time when you have really time to be present. You are concentrated, you are talking, and you are walking. So this is what I love. Absolutely. And this, especially for mental health, that's something what have changed everything. Earlier in my 20s, even early 30s, I was kind of thinking walking, it's not even exercise. It doesn't do a lot. You take a lot of time. So what is the point? And now I could not, how stupid I was. I was just thinking that how stupid I was when I was underestimating the power of walking. And it's a great exercise, like especially if you walk a bit faster. It's a zone 2 cardio, so you are able to keep up conversation, but it's kind of like you walk that fast that you don't want to talk all the time. So that is a kind of zone 2 cardio, and that is something that it's easy exercise what you can do a lot. But and it's not too demanding for your body. So it's not increasing the amount of stress. So that is a very, very powerful habit. And I'm always kind of trying to think that, do I have possibility? Can I park further? Can I walk instead of taking a car? So those all kind of simple things what you should be doing, and but they make such a big difference, especially in a long run. Like those are always things. Like I talked with one of my clients. Like she said that she's almost never driving. She's taking a train, and good thing to work is that she have to walk. It's every time 15-minute walk to train station, 15-minute walk back. So you get 30-minute walk instead of if you would take a bus or something. So think kind of habits what you have. Would you be adding some kind of walking there back? And it's 2 10-minute walks per day. That's just a game changer for mental health. And in the long term, that makes such a big difference. So one other thing for walking is one of my clients, Samia, we have been working now a couple of years together. She was struggling with her health in a big way, and now she started to implement walking. She started to see how much it changed her mental energy, and now she had a big goal, and she actually started this week or week ago when I'm recording this. She made a big walk. She's going to walk for a whole month in France, and kind of the famous can't remember the name. Famous walk. You go basically hiking from place to another place, and she was so excited, obviously so scared. And I've talked with her. She's enjoying seeing her pictures in Instagram, and just these kind of things like that. If you think that she have changed totally everything. Earlier, it was like a 5-minute walk was too much, and now after starting resistance training, changing those nutritional habits, starting walking, and now you are doing that kind of thing what you were basically never imagining that it's possible for you. And these are kind of biggest things. Like I'm just thinking that, okay, there is somebody is putting like some before after pictures, but these kind of things like that, you are able to perform something what you never thought that it's possible. And then, you set a goal for yourself and then work towards that. And then there is that kind of big celebration, big when that event is coming. And that's why that kind of challenges, that kind of goal setting, it's just such an important thing. And that is, you never know where you end up when you just get started. So this is just I'm going to start my 8-week challenge on when this episode is coming out on Thursday. Registration should be open on that day, and we will start on Monday, June 24th, and more information you will find from links in this episode. So it's just some idea how to actually, if you are someone who is thinking that I would need to set some goals. So this is where we are setting. I'm helping you to set goals together. Then you have a plan. You work toward that goal. In this challenge, obviously, it's just 8 weeks, but you are taking action towards that goal. And then, either way, you learn so much that you never need me, or you continue staying in my inexpensive membership coaching program, hang around with the accountability group, with like-minded people, sharing wins, maybe even some struggles, and then who knows what is going to happen. So habit number 7, are we at 7 now? No, habit number 8 must be, because 7 was walking, 6 was fiber, 5 was protein. Habit number 8 is power of discipline. And this is kind of related. I talked about it already a little bit, and most people are doing it wrong. They think that they need a discipline. They don't have it, or it's a willpower, but you don't need a lot. You have to start keeping promises you make to yourself. And if you are always that I know what I should be doing. I had a full episode of last week, But if you are consistently struggling to keep promises you make to yourself, then it's time to reduce your own expectations and make that kind of promises that you are able to keep. Because if you are able to keep it, then you build confidence, and you start small, increasing gradually, because it's so much more powerful that you are able to stick with the plan you make, even if it feels too easy. I always try to tend to say that keep first 4 weeks so easy, your promises, what you make yourself, that it feels almost that it's too little. And then after 3-4 weeks, first 4 weeks, first month, if you still feel like that you could be doing more, then it's time to start adding things. And it's not, especially those who are struggling with the consistency, you have to get started. Like I said, you don't need to finish your workouts, but to get started. So that is habit number 8. And then I would say habit number 9 is simply not going into diets. So there is for some people is diet plans are working, but for most people I have seen that when you less kind of rules you have, like rules like that you have limited eating times. For some people they work very well. I'm not saying that they are bad, but if you are that you can't have something. So it's called like kind of flexible dieting, but you can, if you have a medical reason to avoid something, then I don't say that you don't need any rules. Obviously, that's a different thing. But rules, rather than you start to eliminate something, you start to add something. And like I said earlier, that's why that adding things, if you are able to add protein, if you are able to add fiber, with those two things, you are going to make yourself feel fuller, especially if your goal is to lose fat, change your body composition. Those two things are the most beneficial. So instead of taking things away, creating kind of rules, dieting rules that I can't have carbs, I can't eat after 8 p.m., whatever. If you create those rules differently, and instead of reducing, you start adding things and thinking like that, what is the bare minimum amount of, for example, I talked already, amount of protein, amount of fiber, what you have to eat. And this way, when you are able to eat those amount of foods, I'm pretty sure that you already are going to feel so much fuller that you are going to eat something else automatically less. Your sweet cravings might be gone. If you struggle with them, you are going to snack less. And this is in combination with all these other habits like sleep, walking, strength training, what I've been talking here. This has been majority of my clients the way for sustainable results and success in the long term. Like if you are talking, like if you want to get the fastest possible results, like 1 week, 8 weeks, you reduce. But if your goal is to improve your health, improve your well-being in the long term, in 6 months, 12 months, years from now, reducing is not the key. It's adding instead of reducing, and making things as sustainable as possible. And then that habit number 10 is I would say that it's probably, if it's not the most important, but it's something to understand that you have to do also some kind of physical activity, what you enjoy doing. So what keeps you either motivated or do something that you are looking forward to. And it don't need to be, it don't have to be anything related with the fitness. It can be something like, for example, booking a holiday, booking a trip, giving yourself that kind of time, or for somebody it's signing up for a fitness challenge, for a marathon, for whatever competition. it could be a challenge, something that you are looking forward. Because then if you have something what you are really looking forward, life is just so much easier. So if you have a holiday, if you have a whatever event you are waiting for, you are working towards, or if it's even a holiday, it gives so much more meaningful and kind of excitement for life, for the regular life, for daily life, and you have something what to expect. So this is kind of a weird habit, but it's in the long term for well-being. It's such an important thing. So it could be an event, it could be whatever you naturally enjoy doing. Like for me, I love playing tennis. I love playing hockey. We have events coming up from ice hockey national team camps next week. We are going to go for a week. So really excited about those kind of events. And for me personally, I look forward always when I have possibility to play tennis. And as a competitive as I am, I love beating. If I lose, I hate losing. Somehow I'm very bad at losing, but that's another story. So if that got motivated you starting with these habits, like I said, there's my challenge starting in June 24th. And if you listen to this episode somewhere later, I have a wait list. I run these challenges for 5 times in a year. So next possibility is coming maybe a little bit later. And just sign up for my email list. There's links in my profile and in this episode. So hope to see you inside of the challenge. And if this was a valuable episode, let me know about it. I love to talk about this. If you have any questions, podcast topics, what you would like that I talk, feel free to reach out, DM me in my Instagram, or send me email, turo@fitmeturo.com. So thank you for listening and talk to you soon.
Hold up, friend. Do you love Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast.